welcome to Horizon Christian School. I'm Rachel Caldwell, the Director of Community Relations. Today we want to give you a tour of both our campus and our programs. Our mission at Horizon is three-part: academic achievement, biblical truth, and Christian character development, that we commonly refer to as the Horizon ABCs. We'll get to look at all three of these, but not in that particular order during our tour. We'll start with our Superintendent, Ken Block, who will discuss biblical truth as it's foundational to everything that happens at Horizon. Secondly, our principals will walk you around, touring our classrooms and speaking to the academic achievement of our programs. Lastly, I'll meet you in the gym, commonly referred to as the Hawk's Nest, and share the Christian character development and how it's integrated beyond the classrooms while looking at extracurricular activities, including our athletic programs. Let's get started.
Hi, my name is Ken Block. I have the privilege of being the superintendent here at Horizon Christian School. It's a great honor and a privilege because here at Horizon, you've heard about our ABCs, but at the core of who we are, our distinctive, is Jesus. It's God's Word, and that's integrated in every subject that's taught here. And it's important that we as Christians realize that each of us are made as an individual. And that is, again, one of our distinctives, because right here at Horizon, we deal with each student individually. I had the privilege, get the privilege every year of doing our exit interviews with our seniors. And time again, as I interview them and I ask, what's a highlight? What did you like about your time here at Horizon? Over and over again, they said, I felt like I was cared for individually. I felt like I valued that I was important, that God was at work in my life, and I had teachers, staff, administrators speak into my life. That's incredible. That's eternal stuff that goes on here at Horizon, and it's our privilege, and we would welcome you to come and see what we're all about. But at the core, Jesus is at the core. The Bible, God's Word, integrated in every subject. So we want to welcome you here. We're a welcoming community. We're a place of peace and growth. And we would love to share that vision with you here at Horizon. Some exciting things that happen here at Horizon with that center, that biblical center, is that we have chapel once a week for our younger students. And then our older students have the opportunity to not only be in chapel once a week, but also have mentor groups. We have found that to make this life change, to help our students along, hearing the same thing from other adults inputting in their life is really valuable in their growth, in their development as a person, as a citizen, as putting Christ at the center of their life, and how he then affects how they live and how they work and how they play and how they serve others.
My name is Renee Reiki. I'm the elementary principal here at Horizon Christian School, and our elementary is from preschool all the way up into 6th grade, where we have self-contained classrooms. And right now I'm standing in our elementary commons, which is a room that gets used for a whole lot of different things. This is where our parents drop off and pick up our students. We like to have everybody go through the same entry just so that we have tabs on everybody and know who's going where and ensure that they get safely to where they're going. Safety is very important to us. We also use this room for just informal gatherings. So when it's rainy outside, and we try to go outside whenever possible for recesses, but we often have a lot of games of Twister or reading books, coloring, drawing, board games, card games. There's always some sort of running game here, which is a lot of fun for our younger kids. And then half the students go into the gym too, where they play dodgeball or basketball or jump rope and those things too. Also in this room, we do our preliminary rounds for our spelling bee. We use it for our musical to do rehearsals. And whenever we engage in groups that are multi-level, so not just 3rd graders together, but if we're getting together maybe for a STEM activity and we have a couple of kindergartners, 1st graders combined in a group, we will organize here too. So that is our elementary commons. There's probably a lot of more ways that we use this, but those are a few. Over here, if you want to follow me, we have Mr. Negreen's room. Jared Negreen has been involved in Horizon Gosh, I think longer than anybody, just because he was a student here once too. So Jared graduated and then did some traveling and has been teaching for us now for, I'm gonna say about 9 or 10 years. And he has his 4-year-old daughter starting preschool here in the fall, which is exciting just to kind of see it full cycle. Some things that I love about Mr. Negreen are just the calm way that he interacts with students. He's very personal, and he's got some pretty good jokes. You can't be around Mr. Negreen and not smile, because he is sure to make you laugh. Over here we have our preschool class. Shannon Wentz has been our preschool director for probably about the same as Jared. I want to say almost about 10 years now. She teams with Angelique Garrett whenever there is more than 10 in a class. And they are just our dynamic duo. We call them Team Shangelique. They've been friends for a very long time and just work beautifully together. So some of the things I think that they shine in, so many things. I love Shannon's just gentle spirit. She definitely is a preschool teacher through and through. One thing that I remember when I dropped my daughter off here, and she's very familiar with Horizon, has been at Horizon, I think, before she could even walk. But as I dropped her in, it caught me off guard that she kind of started to get that wobbly chin of being left behind for the first time. And I just remember the way Shannon swooped in and got her interested in looking at a map, and then sent me pictures throughout the day, just, you know, hey, we're doing great. And that helped me see, as a principal, I see what an amazing job she does every single day. But that kind of showed me from my mom's side of perspective of what a great job she does caring for our children, making sure that they are safe, making sure that they're loved, and making sure that they're really well known. Spiritual side of Shannon and Angelique is amazing. I love hearing both my daughters have gone through the preschool program, and some of their prayers at home, I know that they're mimicking Miss Shannon, and I just think that's a really special thing when they hear their teacher and she's modeling just that spiritual heart. So here we have Mrs. Kingray's class. Colette Kingray has been teaching for us longer than anybody I know. She was here before I was, and I think I'm on my 11th year. So I want to say she's 16, 17 years in. When I think of Horizon, her face is just a constant, and I love that about Colette. She really understands the culture of our school. Colette is our teacher that always goes the extra mile. This year she's been teaching a 1st and 2nd grade blend, and I'll have you come on in. It looks a little different, I know, because we are cleaning carpets and getting ready, but her classroom always just is so beautifully orchestrated. Colette really shines in our primary classes because of her attention to detail and her high expectations, and she just holds the bar high for her students, and they always reach to please her. She has a calm teaching demeanor, very quiet, but she notices a lot of things. And so anything from how to hold your pencil or the stroke of the way that your letters are formed, all the way down to how we sit in our desk to be ready. Things that I think often get overlooked as we're in the rush to get through curriculum. Colette really slows down and just really nails down those key fundamental pieces for a lifelong learner to create those really good habits that start from the very get-go. So I love to see that about Colette. She's a big animal lover. We have Lala, the bearded dragon. She has Rosie, her Chilean-haired tarantula, in here. And next door we have Thumper. I think that he found a summer home so that he could get some grass to nibble on, but just you never know what's going on in Mrs. Kingray's room. I know that she's also has a mealworm life cycle. We're very science enriched in the 1st and 2nd grade classroom. On this side, when we had our blend, this is where she would do her ELA and more traditional learning. And then I'm going to take us next door where you'll see more of her social studies and sciences. For science, we use our FOSS kits, and those are those giant black and white boxes over there. Several kits, and we'll do about 3 or 4 units per year. Kind of tough for teachers to navigate. It's a lot of hands-on stuff, but once they read through it and understand the flow of it, they're dynamite for the students. It's very inquisitive and hands-on learning. So students are given a task or a problem to solve, and then the teacher guides it instead of direct instruction maybe from a textbook, which is just not hands-on science. So a lot of that was done here, and just different stations at the end of the day too. So this was more of a moving classroom. So here we have our kindergarten classroom. Our kindergarten teachers are Linda Tolbert and Stephanie Schneider, and they are another dynamic duo that we love. Linda Tolbert's going to be teaching in the mornings, and Stephanie in the afternoons, which is what they did last year too, with Linda focusing on our ELA program. So she's been teaching kindergarten for over 25 years. She's my expert, and just really has a heart for learning and teaching phonics, and just getting our kindergartners launched into a good literacy platform. She's been working with us on our assessments. So Fontes and Pinella is the assessment that we use along with DIBELS, and DIBELS will track 3 times a year just to ensure where they're at the beginning of the year, where they're growing, and how we can continue to keep them moving in the right direction. And then Stephanie's very hands-on and crafty. In kindergarten, we learn through play. We have a lot of social skills, problem solving, and that just gives the kids a lot of chances to interact and build that classroom community, which is what school's all about, really. I want to bring you on in here. One thing I haven't mentioned before is that every primary classroom has a bathroom inside the classroom, and that really helps with the travel so that we know where our students are at all times, and just if they need anything, it's right there. And that has a sink in it, and then also over here in the classroom, every classroom also has a sink on the counter. It's just for extra hand washing, which is always a good thing. And a lot of movement in the classroom. They set up in stations and move around so that there's a lot of small groups with the teacher while other students practice their skills as they go around. And then of course the carpet time, where we do calendar, where we do just events of the day. There would be a math board up here where we talk about what we're learning for the day, and continuing in through the themes that you oftentimes see in kindergarten. So I brought us out to the playground because it's one of my very favorite things about our school, and you'll see our brand new playground here. I think it's about 2 years old, and because we're not funded through the state, our students did fundraising for our playground, and then it was a giant endeavor to get it into the ground, off the truck and into the ground. And I just love that all neighborhood kids and our students and our parents, and that thankfully a lot of them are in construction, and we're able to lend those gifts to us, work together to get it into the ground, and we've just had so much fun with it. So some other things that we love to do are play out on the field, and we have Foursquare and basketball and gaga and swings for our older kiddos too, but they all love all of it. So here we're in our junior high hallway. So 5th and 6th grade is still technically part of elementary, but we wanted to expose our older elementary students to transitioning between classes and using lockers. And so being on this end, they see a lot of that. They do transition to and from a different math class, band, art, music, library. Although most of their homeroom classes are here in Mrs. Benko's class. So I'll bring you in so you can come see Mrs. Benko's class. Kirsten Benko joined us last year, coming from Cornerstone Christian in Vancouver, and she has been an enormous blessing to us. I love walking into her classroom. It's always very peaceful and serene. Very rarely do I see direct instruction. Kirsten is very project-oriented, so her students are given a lot of opportunities to work together and come up with group projects. Flexible seating is something that she works with, so students at tables instead of desks sitting forward. At the beginning of the year, traditionally in 6th grade, we have our students attend an outdoor science camp at Camp Yamhill. That's something that they look forward to and know about early on. Some of the things that Kirsten shines on in our technology projects, and this year we're really excited because we have been given a grant to purchase some carts so that each student will have an iPad that they can check out and rent, and I know that those will be used heavily in this class as well. So thank you for joining me. That does wrap up our elementary side of the Horizon Tour, but you're really truly only about halfway there. Our school goes all the way up to 12th grade, and so from here on, Faith Kemp is our secondary principal, and she'll be leading the rest of your tour.
Hi, I'm Faith Kemp, and I am the secondary principal. I manage the students and teachers 7th through 12th grade here at Horizon Christian School. Right here, we're in the area of the building that is primarily for the 7th and 8th graders. We have a 7 through 12 program, but because of developmental differences and age appropriateness, we like to use different areas to help the students be able to become prepared for the next step and help them develop appropriately. These lockers then become the transition place for these students as they learn to move into high school and to manage their own time and manage their own equipment and devices. And the teachers then are really good about working with each kid individually. If the student needs help with time management, then the teacher helps them with time management. If a student needs help with organization, a teacher will help them with organization. And the hope is that they will develop appropriately and be ready for the next level at 9th grade. This is a math room, and we are proud of our math program because our math program doesn't track students based on age level or grade level. Instead, it tracks students based on their ability. We assess these students and help them and to get placed into the appropriate class for their ability so that they can be successful, learn, and move on to the next level. Here we're next to a typical Bible classroom, and our Bible program is distinctive. We teach from a biblical worldview, but we know that not all students are in the same place on their spiritual journey. So our Bible program is crafted so that we can lay a foundation beginning with the worldview and how to help those students unpack their worldviews so they know what lens they're looking at the world around them with. Then we give them a lot of foundation to build an appropriate biblical worldview, and we take them where they're at and bring them and grow them on their spiritual journey. And here we have our typical English classroom, and in this place we focus on students learning to be better readers and better writers. We cover a variety of courses throughout, including AP and advanced courses. So our program is built in such a way that as you develop and grow through the program, you'll be prepared and ready to begin working toward college credits beginning your junior year. So a student, it is not uncommon for students to leave here with several college credits under their belt in areas of history, Bible, math, English, and science. Here we're in the computer lab, and this lab is open for students and teachers to come in and use as a classroom resource. But we don't focus primarily on technology for technology's sake. Rather, we focus on technology from an aspect of digital citizenship and being able to use devices appropriately as a tool, not as a lifeline. And next year, we're beginning a program where we're one-to-one digital with students and iPads, and the teachers have been training for several years in order to make those tools highly effective and appropriate for these students. We know that these students are moving into a world that is full of technology, and they need to be able to navigate, and we want to give our students a leg up, not just how to use the technical pieces of the tool, but how to use them in an appropriate and respectful way. This is our science lab, and we know that the art of asking questions is of primary importance in the subjects areas of the various sciences. So we provide a state-of-the-art facility to provide all the resources students might need to be able to ask good questions. We do a lot of our hands-on science, so our curriculum is approached through the students doing and the teachers facilitating. And here we have the music room, and we have a very robust music and art program. Our music begins at pre-K, and students are learning more than just the art of sound. They're learning how to put sounds together, the idea about rhythm, and what makes music versus noise. And we work our way up to a fantastic band program. So our 5th and 6th graders have access to instruments to learn how to play real instruments and put music together as a team and work as a group, and they progress in the 7th and 8th grade as an elective, all the way up through 9 through 12, and they play and compete, and they're very competitive. You can see over here we have some of our trophies displayed because our band and our music department is fantastic, and they make beautiful music. So as we exit the secondary wing, there are some things that are wonderful about our program. We have worked really hard, K through 12, pre-K through 12, to prepare our students for the next step when they leave those doors. They are ready as citizens, they are ready as scholars, and they are ready to impact their world. And over the last 10 years, we're really proud to say that we've had a 100% graduation rate. we work really hard to help these students be successful and give them the tools they need to do what they need to do, what God's called them to do out in the world.
Welcome to the Hawk's Nest, centrally located in our building and right off the lobby. The Hawk's Nest is a place of lively athletic competition, spirit assemblies, pep rallies, PE classes, and so much more. It seems fitting to talk about Christian character development in this location, as so much of this happens outside the classroom walls. Coaches, teachers, mentors, and parents, all of us are a part of taking the talents, giftings, and abilities of each student and helping them develop those into greatness. Students all over campus are willing to tell you that the relationships they have with the faculty and other students is really what makes Horizon so special. It's the heart of our faculty to meet students where they're at and intentionally help them to their full potential. Horizon truly is a community. If you'd like more information about Horizon Christian School, our programs, variable tuition, or anything else, we welcome you to contact us. You can go on our website, www.horizonchristianschool.org, fill out the contact form, call us, stop by. We'd love to meet you. Thank you for joining us today.